Hi, APUSH. It's Mrs. Zernick. I'm not here today, but I thought I'd leave a few thoughts for you to discuss in class. So, these are the questions. They were online last night. These are the questions I want you guys to discuss. First, we're going to have a little time to go through the article and discuss in small groups. I want you guys to pull out specific quotes. I want you to pull out specific data and be ready to share that. So, back up your opinions, okay? First one, was John Brown insane? Why or why not? You're going to first need to figure out your definition of insane and then figure out why you would call him that or would you not call him that. Number two, how did Brown affect bloody Kansas? How do we first see him in Kansas? What does he do? How does this movie foreshadow what's about to happen? Number three, how did Frederick Douglass interact with John Brown? Why does he support him at first and then refuse to join him? Look for specific examples and go all the way till the end there. It'll give you some more data on that. Four, why does Stauffer believe the happiest days of Brown's life were on death row? Why is that? And then number five, how did Brown's execution impact the Republican Party in the election of 1860? So pay close attention to what it does with Seward and how it also kind of makes Lincoln emerge here. So after you guys have some time to discuss that, you're going to be plotting on our crazy-o-meter that I've created. We've got plot John Brown on the graph. Okay, let's see here. Move this up a little bit. We're going to go from not crazy, and I don't know why this is off the chart here. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to move all this. Okay, I fixed it for you. So we're going from level of crazy over here, not crazy, to completely crazy, crazy town, population 1. Over here, we've got his actions, terrorist or freedom fighter. So you have to figure out where you're going to put him. Are you going to put him at a not crazy freedom fighter, or are you going to put him as a crazy terrorist or crazy freedom fighter? You can do that. So when you get to that question, you can use the computer because the smartboard doesn't work very well. So I would just come up to the computer and move your John Brown where you think your John Brown should be. And hopefully there's enough John Browns to go around. If not, just do what we can here. I then want you guys to take a look at some of the excerpts from Lies My Teacher Told Me, which is actually a really good book. And it talks a lot about Brown and the way that Brown has been seen in history books. Was he crazy? And actually, Lowen's argument is going to be that the way that we have viewed Brown has changed in American history textbooks, just as our view of the struggle for civil rights has changed. So you guys are going to take a look at that. I'd like you to also kind of take a look at just the way that the presidency ages someone. There's been some images of President Obama that I've already seen like this. Here's Abraham Lincoln in 1860, and here he is right actually before his assassination in 1865. Look at how much older he looks just in 5 short years, sorry. Quite a big difference there. Last thing I want you guys to do is just read through what I've got up here about Henry David Thoreau, who spoke really, really, really passionately in favor of John Brown, that he should not be executed. So you guys will take a look at some of Thoreau's words. And just look at the image, just the way that, John Brown is portrayed. Here's John Brown, the sane freedom fighter, the, one that Henry David Thoreau is going to plea to save his life. And here's John Brown, the crazed, and you can even see it in artwork. It's just very different. He's such a polarizing figure, depending on who you're asking and where you look. Last thing you can see here is just what are the arguments made by James Lowen in Lies My Teacher Told Me. And I'm not sure why this isn't showing up, so I'm just going to move it. There we go. Lowen's main argument about John Brown is that after 1970, we don't see textbooks referring to him as crack-brained, talking about the fact that his mother was mentally ill. Most U.S. history textbooks after 1970 say that he may have, obviously had some issues and was quite violent, but they don't use the word insane. And Lowen's argument in his book, Lies My Teacher Told Me, is because our view of civil rights changed after 1970, and it was no longer considered, quote, insane for a white American to fight for civil rights, which is an interesting thesis. So I just wanted us to see what you thought about that and discuss that. Do you agree or disagree with that? So these are the things you're going to be doing today in class, and we're going to go back to our first slide here, and I'm sure that's the one that we've got open, hopefully. And that's the one we're going to start with. So you'll take a little time and just discuss in small groups these questions. Again, look for some specific information. I want good data. And then after that, you will discuss. All right? And I will see you all tomorrow. So have fun.